Hey, we'll see if this video goes well. I pretty much always get tongue-tied trying to make these things, but yeah, I wanted to kind of um make a video that I think is a very important warning about the kind of stuff our society ignores and the um what it's doing to people. I come from what would be called a golden child scapegoat dynamic. It's a term for a psychologically abusive role in kind of flawed family environments with a narcissistic parent. But I don't come from your average family like this. The first time I realized something was wrong, it was actually because I found out that those words, they were used as nicknames throughout my entire being raised. My brother was referred to as the golden child. I was referred to as the scapegoat. I'm gonna post another video with recordings of audio about this to prove it. And it's not wrong to say that this was quite literally a psychology experiment. Um, and that's a really hard thing to articulate, is the way that can affect how you view society. Because I've learned that this dynamic people don't know the name of, even some therapists. I've learned that it happens on groups a lot larger than just the Skeleton family, and that it's one of the overarching patterns of our society. I've learned that not only does our ignorance of psychological abuse and manipulation hurt the victims of abuse, but that it blocks us from understanding pretty much anything else important about social functions. It's so much easier to understand. Academics keep saying they want to understand stuff about the origins of racism, about why things like genocides happen. And a lot of it doesn't seem to me all that earnest, because nobody cares to look at how this happens on the level of a small group first, even though that's very obviously where you have to start. To answer for to know why a country can cause such mass complicity in normal people, you have to first know, well, how does this get caused on the scale of 3 to 4 people? And um, yeah, I know a lot of stuff about how the Holocaust happened from the way my father um, tricked and messed with emotions of my brother and my mother. As crazy as that sounds, and I can't ever share with anybody. I don't think I will ever get anybody to listen to me about it. It's just haunting to see how powerful this stuff is, how much havoc it can wreak on a family. I would say my brother and my mother are pretty normal people, and that if they can get tricked by this stuff, then many other people in our society can. But it's the love we have for our family members. It's a really strong and powerful force. But there is a force of dark that is powerful enough that it can break, or at least temporarily through, or slip past things like that. and it's because what's actually in the heart of um, a malignant narcissist, somebody like my father, like a true full-blown one, is a hate that is just as powerful. And not only is that hate that makes him morally complicit, but the entire personality is about pulling other people around him into accidental complicity. And it's so hard to sit here understanding something about, this breed of people, which honestly, like, people don't understand what a malignant narcissist is in the full sense of the words, but this is something more dangerous, I think, even than the concept of psychopathy or sociopathy, because um people think that having guilt without shame is less dangerous than having shame without guilt is less dangerous than having neither. But the people who, it takes some kind of need to connect with other people for that to turn backwards, for somebody to want to hurt a person really intimately. And the people who are doing the really intimate emotional abuse, they're never these really straight up uh, sociopaths or anything like that. They may be psychopaths in some broad sense of badly behaving, but it's actually that emotion, which you might think is good, a block on behavior like this, controlling everything. And it's horrifying to see it, because um, these people can slip past undetected unlike anything else. How do you know about something like that? Realize that something like that is there, and live um, in an environment where nobody helped you learn that, where people put you in a situation where you had to collect 60 pages of evidence about your own dad because all the adults around you were so irresponsible that they didn't look at the signs for decades. I'm not mad at my mom and my brother, but because they're in a position where standing up would actually make them unsafe. But the other people who ignore these things, they aren't, and they feel like there will never be consequences for ignoring stuff like this, and it's just sad.